Let's be honest. Society has sold us a huge lie about enjoying ourselves. We've been told since we were young that it's a transient luxury, something young, sly, and most definitely not for mature women. By the time you're 60, the subject seems to completely disappear, leading you to feel that it's unimportant or even inappropriate. But what if I told you that, one silent day at a time, neglecting this aspect of yourself isn't simply innocuous, it's actively destroying your vitality? Imagine regaining access to a straightforward, personal ritual that may boost your vitality, hone your intellect, and shield your body against the sneaky effects of aging. We're going to reveal that secret power. Hi there, I'm Dr. Rachel Bennett, a geriatric specialist who specializes in the health of women. I've been helping women navigate the later stages of life for over 30 years, seeing firsthand the silent battles brought on by outmoded taboos and unspoken realities. All too frequently, I've witnessed lively souls dimmed by myths that deprive them of agency rather than by inexorable aging. Women who no longer explore their own bodies, or worse, who approach it hurriedly and disconnectedly, only to encounter a series of problems that rob them of their joy, such as hormonal imbalances, emotional haze, and physical discomforts. The good news? You can change that story at any time. When done carefully, self-touch is not a sinful pleasure, but rather a fundamental aspect of well-being that affects everything from the resilience of your brain to the strength of your pelvis. Imagine performing a daily task that may improve the quality of your sleep, balance your hormones, and promote a stronger sense of self-connection. When done correctly, it acts as a barrier against atrophy and loneliness. When done incorrectly, it may cause discomfort or desensitization. Today, I'll share 7 crucial revelations that any woman over 60 should be aware of. Facts that have the power to make the upcoming 10 years a decade filled with fresh vitality and self-assurance. Before we get started, though, take a moment to think. Wouldn't you jump at the chance to improve your health and attitude with a small change in your daily routine? Stay put because this might be the spark you've been looking for. Let's begin with a realization that many people find surprising. Your sensitivity may be being undermined by the comfortable method you've handled self-pleasure for years. First secret. Over time, hurried mechanical self-touch can cause numbness and even discomfort. I remember Linda, a vibrant 65-year-old artist who had always been in sync with her creativity, but was feeling more and more disconnected from her body. She revealed to me during our sessions that her solitary times had become monotonous, short, powerful, and intensely focused on climax, frequently with a vibrator set to high. "It's like my senses are fading," she said, with a hint of annoyance. Linda was unaware that her nervous system was being rewired by this pattern. She was training her brain to seek extremes by pursuing the same high-stakes stimulus over and over again, dulling its reaction to milder feelings. This is a type of neurological adaptation and is not unusual. Imagine it as overtraining a muscle, which wears it out and loses its grace. Over time, this causes desensitization, in which regular touch becomes insufficient, making intimate relationships difficult or even painful. Lack of lubrication and excitement. Consistent high-intensity stimulation can cause anorgasmia or discomfort during sex, which affects millions of people in a silent manner according to studies on sexual health. The repercussions were severe for Linda. She avoided social situations, struggled with depression, and even became less focused on her everyday work. On the plus side, though, her body started to heal after she made conscious changes like slowing down and changing up her experiences. We transformed self-touch into a contemplative practice by combining breathing techniques and careful inquiry. Linda reported increased awareness, easier arousal, and a revitalized enthusiasm for life within a few months. As if her imagination flowed more freely, she even talked about how it improved her painting sessions. Remember that your body can adjust if you've experienced that numbness. By switching from autopilot to presence, you can restore sensitivity and protect not just your emotional spark, but also your bodily reactions. As harmful as careless behaviors can be, giving up self-gratification completely poses an equally pernicious risk. The second secret is that consistent arousal prevents tissue weakening and maintains vaginal vitality. Take Sarah, a 67-year-old widow and passionate gardener, who came to me with complaints of chronic dryness and urgency in her urine that interfered with her outdoor activities. She shrugged it off and remarked, "I thought this was just what happens after menopause." Oh, doctor, that was ages ago, she blushed, when I gently asked her about her most recent solitary arousal. The absence of my spouse made it seem unnecessary. Sarah's experience exposes a widespread myth that your intimate anatomy can retire without any repercussions after menopause. In actuality, arousal keeps the pelvic tissue strong, supple, and lubricated by supplying them with nutrient-rich blood. Without it, vaginal atrophy develops, resulting in thinner walls, increased risk of infections or incontinence, and worsening dryness. Not giving a plant enough water causes it to wilt. This is corroborated by research from the North American Menopause Society, which demonstrates that regular stimulation lowers atrophy symptoms by encouraging collagen and moisture. We began with gentle self-massage and guided visualization to restore blood flow for Sarah. She compared it to caring for her garden, saying that with patience, flowers will grow. Her discomfort quickly subsided, she stopped wearing the pads, and her confidence grew. Feeling empowered, she even joined a local hiking group. Ignoring this means sacrificing avoidable wellness, not just aging. You may nurture your body and prevent problems that could prevent you from enjoying life's pleasures by accepting arousal as self-care. Of course, emotional hurdles and physical neglect frequently coexist. The third secret is that mental health is weakened by persistent shame over touching oneself. In my work, I've observed a little shade in the eyes of many women, a holdover from earlier eras when enjoying oneself was considered improper or immoral. Consider Joan, a 71-year-old former teacher who, although having no apparent medical conditions, came into my office looking exhausted. "I feel so disconnected," she said in a low voice. She dug further and found decades of internalized shame, including childhood reprimands that labeled touch as improper, which were reinforced by adult societal silence. This shame isn't harmless, it festers, raising cortisol levels and interfering with feel-good hormones like oxytocin and dopamine. According to mental health research, chronic stress from it is linked to anxiety, sleep problems, and possibly an increased risk of dementia. Joan's vibrancy had diminished, and she had turned inside, avoiding connection and mirrors. By using affirmations and compassionate conversation, we were able to resolve this and reframe self-touch as loving. Joan started with non-sexual techniques like mindful breathing and warm baths before easing into careful probing. She had a remarkable metamorphosis, with moods improving, energy levels rising, and a renewed interest in hobbies like knitting circles. Your aliveness is stolen by shame. Letting it go brings equilibrium and demonstrates that you deserve happiness at any age. Building on that emotional basis, let's examine how your inner chemistry is impacted by self-engagement. Secret 4. Intimacy with oneself promotes hormonal balance, which improves resilience and mood. Hormones are responsive to your actions and are not static victims of time. A 70-year-old book club lover named Grace arrived exhausted and agitated, claiming old age. Her self-touch had stopped years before, but labs were normal. She questioned why bother. The reality? Orgasms produce endorphins and oxytocin, which reduce cortisol and improve concentration and sleep.
Neglect causes worry to take over, which smothers your passion. Regular arousal is associated with improved hormone profiles in older individuals, according to a study published in the Journal of Women's Health.
Grace reported having more vivid dreams, having a stronger recall, and having warmer relationships after experimenting with sensuous routines like gentle music and light touches. It resembled rekindling a pilot's flame. By telling your body, "I'm alive," you encourage it to maintain energy and prevent exhaustion and depression. This is closely related to a fundamental idea. The fifth secret is that the pelvic region thrives on movement. If you ignore it, its function will deteriorate. Pelvic tissues weaken when not used, just like other muscles. After years without arousal resulted in leaks during courses, 68-year-old yoga instructor Ellen discovered this. She remarked, "I assumed it was inevitable." According to urology studies, disuse results in nerve dulling, muscular atrophy, and clitoral retraction. These regions are contracted and oxygenated during orgasms, maintaining tone. Ellen regained control and confidence by combining self-stimulation with pelvic exercises. She currently focuses on holistic wellness while teaching modified yoga. This is use it or lose it. Preserving it protects one's independence and self-esteem. It makes sense that porn would be appealing on a lonely night, yet its intensity desensitizes. Divorced at 74, Barbara revealed that she relied on it but found natural touch unsatisfying. According to neuroscience research, tolerance is created by dopamine floods from hyperstimuli, which makes nuance seem flat. Barbara paused, concentrating on sensation and imagination. Anxiety subsided and sensitivity returned. Reclaim pleasure in a meaningful way. The flexibility of your brain permits resets that promote real connection. And lastly, the greatest danger. Secret 7. Your essence is starved when you isolate yourself. Beyond isolation, numbness is bred by a lack of self-touch. This was personified by 75-year-old Clara, who was untouched for years and had sunken eyes. According to longevity research, touch boosts oxytocin, preventing the negative effects of solitude, such as depression and weakened immune. With friend hugs and self-soothing practices, Clara blossomed again. Connection revitalizes, isolation erodes. Finally, as Dr. Bennett, I've learned from all of you that taking care of yourself respects your value. Reclamation is empowered by these secrets: the protection of arousal, the release of shame, hormonal boosts, pelvic maintenance, the perils of isolation, the hazards of porn, and the benefits of focused touch. My golden protocol comes first: 10 minutes of breath-focused touch per day. Just be there, no hurry. Women report stronger friendships and renewed vitality. You are timeless and essential. If this speaks to you, please share below. Your voice matters. For more, subscribe. Thank you. Succeed with courage.